Maury, go ahead.
Just on the subject of links, internal linking, what people have to realize is what Google uses as a map to figure out how your data is connected together. If you don't have links from article to article, from awareness to the buyer stage and whatnot, then Google just sees an orphan article and doesn't know what to do with it. Your internal linking is super critical, how you do it and what it's connected to. That's how Google figures out your sitemap, understands what your content means, where you're trying to go with it, what message you're trying to give to the end user. Without internal proper anchoring and internal linking, Google just sees a bunch of scattered orphan data that has no meaning.
Hope everybody understood that. You want to link in text links to your various pages. This page is about blah, blah, and here's something that's very much related to this page, highly relevant. If you say, yeah, but I got a sitemap, so it shows you where all the pages are. That's not enough. That just shows the basic pages. Here are these pages. Linking to them shows this one is part of that one, and then has also this other one. So if you don't do that, and Google's kind of just like Maury was saying, they look at them like, well, they're all individual pages. That means nothing. What happened to your buyer's journey? With your buyer's journey pages, they need to be linked, not just in the menu, not just in your sitemap, but in the text, so that the buyer can also go forward in their journey without having to go up to the menu and figure out where the next page is, or find a sitemap to get, oh, well, there, maybe that page is the one I want. Don't make it difficult for people. It's almost like people have reverted back to what I used to call back in the early 2000s. When I first started developing, most people had what was called mystery meat navigation. Anybody have an idea what that is? You're all smiling. But guess what? There are still a bunch of sites now that have that. I'm trying to get to this page, but I don't know what's going to be on it. Happy Monday to you. Wow, what's that page? That's the link that I'm seeing. And it goes to a page, but what's that supposed to be? Is it a page about Mondays? And you get there and it's talking about tennis shoes or something. Mystery meat navigation. Make the type. It's difficult when you're coming up with a menu because you want something short, but very relevant to where it's going to take the person, so they don't have to guess. Oh, where's this link going to take me? Oh, I'll just try it. Oh, no, that's not where I want to go. Maury, go ahead.
I was just going to add to it, what not to link together is just as important as what to link together. And that's what you're alluding to.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to link non-relevant topics because it's nonsensical and Google will see that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just I didn't coin the phrase, but I thought it was the best thing, because back in the 2000s, nobody could figure out how to put a title about their menu. It only made sense to the person who created the site and the site owner. But I'd look at it and go, what's that supposed to be? And it was most sites that you went to. And if you see links like that, go look at yours and go, how obvious are mine? And make sure that they're going to a relevant page. Okay, enough with that. Let's go back to our main part. Our main part of the topic of today is buyer's journey, and whether you're writing for the consumer or a business. How many sell to consumers? Really? One other person, two? Okay. How many sell to businesses? Oh, okay. Donna is selling to business. Okay. So most of you are selling to businesses and or maybe a consumer. Is that right, Dolores? Okay. Are you going to combine the pages, Dolores?
No, I offer services, so it's not a specific sale item that I have. So It doesn't matter to me whether you're a business owner or whether you're an individual consumer. I can still help and provide my services.
Okay, so would you have one page that describes what you do?
Yeah, I think I would.
Stop.
No, wrong answer.
If you're selling to a business, they have completely different needs than a consumer. You've got to understand.
But it's the same service.
Doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
The business, as you read through, and I really want to push that everybody go back and look and make sure that you see the link to that I put in there at the top of the meeting from Zendesk. If you've got that, it's going to explain that. And it's critical because a large part of what Google is telling you to do with these pages is explain what you are doing to resolve an issue, to solve a problem for a consumer or a business. But if you solve a problem for a person, that's different than solving it for a business. And I'm going to pick on Kevin just a minute because he's selling to businesses. So, and I even asked him a minute ago, you folks heard me, would you sell to consumers? And he's like, not really. They're not looking for what I've got, which is a package. If they're trying to buy a phone, maybe they'd have to convince me that it's something that I should do. But that's up to him. If he's selling to a business, then he's going to tell the business people who come to the site what problems or problem he solves with his service or his product. So Dolores, you're selling a service. What problems do you solve, or what problem do you solve from your service for a consumer? That's one page. That's your awareness page for consumers. Then you would have an awareness page for business. What problems are you solving for the business? And even though it's the same service, you're going to be solving completely different problems. That's what Google's looking for. Tell us the problems you're going to solve. If you don't do that, then you're looking at a situation where you're going to be pushed back. Maury, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say you might want to use an example. I was going to say if you use a plumber, somebody with a house might want to hire a plumber to fix a leaky tap. But a contractor might be hiring a plumber to do a whole rough-in of a new house. Completely different reasons why you'd hire the plumber, even though it's the same service.
Yep.
So you would respond differently to the different markets with different words.
Right.
Because they're looking for different answers. Even though it's the same service and the same company.
And don't mix them on the same page. The whole thing comes down to Google is looking for you to write a bunch of new pages. They like big sites. That way it's, what is this page about? Instead of when they go to your site now, it's all about all this stuff. And people go, oh crap, I got to go through all this to figure out what you do. I want to ask a question in the search engine. That's where it all starts. What are people searching? Now, taking a beat for a second because I want everybody to think, what are people searching for your product or service? Where do you find that answer? I know, call on me. Bonnie, where do you find that answer? You're muted.
Can you repeat the question again?
Where do you find what people search in Google?
Where do you find?
Not sure where? Anybody ever heard me talk about the Google Keyword Planner?
On your homepage or a separate page?
Pardon me?
On your homepage or a landing page?
Let me ask my question again. Where do you search to find what people search, what terms people search in Google?
Oh, you go to kind of person you're looking for and you do a search like that? You know, am I
No.
understanding the question?
To find what Google's you want to know for your website, and this applies to everybody, and it doesn't make any difference what you sell. How do you know what people are searching in Google?
You go to, what's that land, that site? And then you put in the site name and then the site that you like. Ranks NL.
You could go to ranks. What's wrong with the Google Keyword Planner?
I don't know how to use that
You type in a keyword planner in Google and takes you right there.
one.
And then you do a keyword search. Discover new keywords. That's what the link, that's what the icon will be, the picture of where to start your search. But you want to look in Google in the keyword planner to see what's being searched.
Mhm.
Once you find that, you go, oh, and you're going to find you need to do this. This is back to basic SEO. It's always the first thing you do when you're starting your SEO. What do people search? And now you're going to go in there and do a huge search because you're trying to find the most relevant term to the page that you're working on, not several pages, not the entire business model of your website. Robert, go ahead. John Robert.
Yeah, thank you. I do have a good answer for this. I use keywords everywhere, and it used to be free, but now it costs you $1 a month. So you pay that for a whole year anyway. So the keywords everywhere, when you go to the Google page, you go to the search box, and when your keywords everywhere is on, you put in a single word, and it will tell you how often people are searching for that word. You can also put in short and long tail phrases that include what they might be looking for in your particular genre or niche of business that you have. And this will give you a tremendous lot of information about what people are asking, what are they looking for, and then on the keywords everywhere, it'll give you trends of what people are searching for and when they searched for them. Because there are times of the year and or times of our existence where they will search for this term more often than other times, so it can be very, very informative to guide you on how you want to relate your content back to this user, and it'll help to improve your SEO maximum.
Okay.
I hope that something.
Well, it's odd that you went to that one where you're paying, even though it's a minimal amount. But
yeah, $12 a year, it's pretty cheap.
I like free.
Yeah, me too. I like free too. And I also use the Google search that you were talking about.
That's where I am right now in the keyword planner, and I'm hoping everybody sees
Keyword
this.
planner. It's a good one. Yeah, it works pretty good. It's free,
Yep. And I know that Bonnie's site is about branding, and I just said brand awareness because it's related, but you can start with whatever term that you want. And I said, okay, brand awareness, let's start there. 1,000 to 10,000 per month. You see whether it's changed monthly in a 3-month time period or year over year, and it has not changed at all. Competition is low.
With a lack of journalism, if someone goes to Fox News, they're going to see one thing.
Don't know who that was, but okay. Click your mute button. And then you can also see the bid amounts for the low or the top range for your AdWords campaigns. So the point is, here you have everything, and it's coming directly out of Google. You can type as long a word in there as you want. Somebody give me a keyword term.
Notary near me.
Try it again.
Notary near me.
Kind of, it's sort of vague. It's only going to come up if people do what I do not do, which is allow Google to know where you are. That's like telling your phone, I turn off the, not the tracking, but the
GPS.
my GPS. Yeah, sorry. So nobody knows where I am. And I don't let Google know where I am either. They have they know within the county where I am. And every once in a while they think I'm in this city. Every once in a while they think I'm in that city. And I said, I'm not telling you.
Mhm.
But
A VPN service.
kind of, you could do it that way too. But the idea is that for you, Dolores, you got 100,000 to $1 million a month. Hasn't changed in the last 3 months or the last year. Competition's low, 99 cents or $3.61 per click in the ads. So you get a tremendous amount of information. And as you scroll down the page, you get all these other related terms. So you decide as the site owner, which one is the most relevant to the page I am creating.
Mhm.
And as you do that, Notary Public near me, not as much. Notary Services near me, Mobile Notary near me. And as you go down the list, you'll see that a lot of them reduce as far as the numbers per month, but I don't spell notary, notario, but somebody else wrote that. And believe it or not, there's 100
Spanish.
to 1 million searches a month for notario.
Spanish.
I was just going to say that it's Spanish, but that's amazing to me. There are that many. So there's something. Mute him. Can you mute Bill for me, Arthur? Notario near me would be something that you might consider when you're making your pages.
Nah, it's against the
careful.
law.
Pardon?
That's against the law. They're considered attorneys as well, and I'm not an attorney. It's just notary law. You would nobody would know that, but
Oh,
for that, they're also considered attorneys, and I am not, so I can't
gotcha.
advertise that way.
Gotcha. Notario, it doesn't mean notary.
It does and it
related.
doesn't. They're
It's
both.
just a related term, but it
Yeah.
has a significant difference. So you would not want that.
Depending on the country you're in, correct.
Right. But these are all done in the US. I'm not searching outside of the US.
Mhm.
That's why I thought it was pretty good. But the
Mhm.
idea is use the keyword planner to find the term that's best fit for your pages. So your awareness page is going to have a different term than the decision, than the purchase page. So you're going to have to make sure that you look at it. And as you do go through them, you will see like this one, even though it's not related to you.
Apostille
Notary-
services, I do that. Yes, it is.
Notary near me open now. That particular term has increased year over to year by 900%. So you know that that particular term is becoming much more popular. Those are the things that you want to look for in the Google Keyword Planner. But if I'm looking for people searching Google, I'm going to go to the Google Keyword Planner. I'm not married to them, but I figure I might as well go to the company that's giving me the search results because they're saying, here's what people search.
Mhm.
Why go to another business and say, what's being searched in Google? Why not go to Google? So I'm just making the point that everybody needs to know, get into the Google Keyword Planner. Does that make sense, Bonnie?
Oh, yeah. I do brand identity.
Okay.
that-
Let's search brand identity. So there you go. 1,000 to 10,000 a month. That is nationwide. That is not local. And another word to the wise folks, start with local. And just like Dolores is doing near me, somewhere in your page, you should make sure that you define the localized area. So if you're in Pennsylvania, then say you're in Pennsylvania. If that's too big an area for you, pick a specific city or a specific county that you live in. Whatever territory that you service, that's where you need to start. And if you say, yeah, but I service nationwide, don't try to do that to start with. Start
That
small.
was going to be my question because I'm global. I can
Yeah.
notarize around the world, so, but I should start local is what you're saying.
Because you're trying to get to the top of some search,
Okay,
and you'll do it fastest by going to your small area.
county,
So-
okay.
And once you do that, Google realizes, well, it's up in that top area. People go to the site, they're on the page a long time. Now you become an expert in Google's mind. So other new pages you create that don't have that area defined can get to the top overall.
Ah, I get it. Thank you.
You betcha. Let's see, there's something in chat, use VPN. Oh, okay. Search volume. The number of search, the volume is right here in average searches monthly. So you've got your volume there. Does that answer your question, Robert?
Sort of search volume gives an actual number.
What? Say that again, sorry.
Search volume IO gives an actual number instead of just a range.
Yeah, this is 1,000 to 10,000. How much more specific do you want?
Now, you don't know if it's in a low 1,000s or up to 9,000s.
Well, this particular term, the maximum is 10,000. So if you're looking for a term that gets more than that, then you have to search for a different term. That's the way that the planner works.
Yeah.
But there are a lot in that particular term, Bonnie. There are a lot of terms that are related that have changed dramatically in the last 3 months and the last year. The brand identity, apparently that is up 900% in the last 3 months and the last year. Brand identity design, up 900% in the last 3 months. So pay attention to all the stuff that's in here. And before I leave this page, are there any questions about getting into Google Keyword Planner, why you would get there? Any questions at all about the Keyword Planner?
I have a question about
Go ahead.
pause.
Sorry, what was that?
I have a question about the top of page bid high range. How does that work? I mean, was it who paying for the words?
The top of page bid, that's for AdWords campaign.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to get in the low range, you're going to pay at least 91 cents per click. If you want to make sure that you get on the top of the list of the AdWords campaign, then you are going to pay $5 per click. Now that's an approximation because you could be paying $5.50 when it comes, excuse me, when it comes right down to, okay, I'm ready to start my campaign. You decide how much you're spending per day. So if you're spending $5, you put $10 into the kitty, you get 2 clicks, that's it. Does that make sense?
I think so.
But if you're spending 91 cents, you get a whole lot more. Now, any other questions about the Keyword Planner? Because I'm really stressing that it's still one of the most important things in SEO, if not the most important, is to know your keywords. And I'm going to show you something else. In Google, let's just say we searched something. So here I searched Google Eat. Now, no matter what you search, almost every search term that you use has this related searches. Pay attention to that because as you are searching for the right term to use in your page or pages, these related searches mean people have literally searched this. So if you use those, you're also using terms that people search instead of just what you think, well, maybe somebody will search this. Those don't work. Don't go thinking, I'm just going to throw in what I know is relevant to my site, to my product, to my service. People don't search that stuff. If I'm looking for a notary, then I might find, and I searched notary near me, I would not find, and I saw Dolores's site, I'd kind of go, well, I thought I needed to sit down with a notary. I thought, how do I get my paperwork stamped? And how do I know it's official if I'm not doing it with somebody local? Now, those are questions that I would ask myself. So those are questions that you want to have in your page about what is a notary? Why would you use me? Because I'd have my doubts, not knowing you. I go, why would I want to send this to somebody back east? I'm looking for somebody here in Bellingham. And everybody else is going, where's Bellingham? Just a matter of, you have to cover all your bases now. When you're providing this information, it's extremely helpful and get you, you have a better chance of getting to the top of the search engines following this EEAT, which is the buyer's journey. So get in, where did it go? Here. Start here. Read this page. It really won't take that long. It'll take you more to go back and reread because you want to really understand this. And once you've read this a couple of times, you're going to go, huh, really? Because you don't need to be an SEO expert with all the stuff that goes into the SEO. You still need it, but put it aside while you're creating your pages for the buyer's journey. You know that you need the keywords, pepper them in. You don't have to be an expert in SEO to get the basics done. You do know you're an expert in your field. Write these pages and let people know you're an expert. That's exactly what Google's looking for. Don't try to get people from an area that you don't cover. Don't try to sell them something that's similar to what you know people are searching. Be very specific. Questions? In general? Or are you kind of all where we usually are at the end of our meetings going, what parts do you need more help on? Anybody? You've all become experts? One meeting. No, it's a lot to go through. And it's a lot to assimilate. Your brain is going, yeah, but try to focus on just one page at a time. Read that Zendesk information. One page at a time. Create new pages in your site. Don't go back to the ones you have. That's going to be a nightmare. If Google doesn't like those pages that you already have, so what? Just never mind. You're going to create new pages and let those work properly for you. And if you need some help, you can get in touch with either me or Arthur in the group, and we can help you. Marinella, go ahead.
I have a couple of suggestions that you might want to do in future workshops.
Mhm.
One is to help people develop buyer personas. That might be helpful. Not necessarily very specific ones, but you know, I think a lot of businesses that I work with tend to think that everybody's the same. And actually, when I talk to them, You know, they have customers, you know, commercial versus residential, different life stages, you know, etc. So that's one suggestion, buyer personas. And the other one is to do another session where you help people trace the buyer's journey through their website,
Mhm.
so they can identify in practice, you know, the informational versus the transactional content.
All very good suggestions, and sort of the what we're doing today, or I should say that differently. What I started a couple of months ago was taking it really slowly, because I know the information that we've been trying to get out is really difficult. And of course, it's been on specific SEO. Now it's all about the buyer's journey. So I'm trying to go a little bit at a time. And what you were stating about going through somebody's site to follow their journey, did they do it? Do they have it? Or are they way off base? That's all stuff that we want to do a little bit at a time, and may even be next week. We don't know. But that is how we're trying to proceed with getting information out to everybody, is just a little bit. I don't know where that must be Maury's. Oh, Maury's on here twice. You got kicked. I got feedback. There you go. Thank you, Maury. Anyway, any other questions before we go? Thanks for joining us today, Lisa. Good to see you back. We are going to continue to go over the buyer's journey. We're not finished with it by any sense of the imagination. So continue to come back, because we want to take it a little bit at a time. If you thought it was a lot, it's more of we're going over it a different way so that people understand it differently, and bringing in a little bit of new information each week. Like today, business to business or business to consumer. And if you're doing both, just like you learned today, Dolores, you've got to have pages for both. There's no combining stuff today. It's be as minimalistic as possible on one page. Not minimalistic on the details, but in the topic. Stay a really small bit of the topic. Answer questions. So there you go, folks. That's it for this week. Thank you very much. And we'll see you next week.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for the ideas too. Thanks for coming, Dolores. Thanks for your input.
Absolutely. Thanks for the help. Bye
You're
now.
welcome. Bye.